Hopsin's rise to popularity in the early 2010s was largely due to his attention-grabbing style, which made him stand out at the time, both lyrically and in physical appearance with his distinctive white contacts. During this time, he was gaining a lot of attention in the underground hip-hop scene for his technical ability, provocative lyrics, and bigger-than-life personality. The lyrics tackled sensitive topics like drug use, religion, and social issues. However, over time, some listeners began to notice that Hopsin was starting to sound preachy or judgmental, which they felt came across as condescending and self-righteous. His lyrical abilities had originally been his strength, but in 2015, he started pushing back against the so-called mumble rappers and the trend of more melodic songs that used auto-tune and focused more on flow. He even made a skit-style song to make fun of the emerging subgenre. This hard stance against the new style and evolution of hip-hop came across as distasteful and isolated Hopsin as more of a lyrical, miracle-type rapper. Hopsin's peak popularity can be traced back to the early 2010s. I'ma go ape a bit. I know y'all brave for this, so don't trip. Here's a handkerchief for your razor wrist. My flow got a few ways to switch. Niggas act hard. In 2012, Hopsin released his third album, Knock Madness, which was both a commercial and critical success. The album debuted on the Billboard 200 chart, with other well-known artists from the time, like Tech-9 and Dizzy Wright. Despite his advanced vocabulary, good rhythm, and technical rhyming abilities, Hopsin's popularity began to decline in the years following the release of Knock Madness. Some fans and critics felt that his music had become too repetitive at this point, and that his controversial antics, such as public feuds with other rappers and record label drama, were starting to overshadow his music. In addition to that, Hopsin decided to take a break from music in 2016 and 2019, which may have contributed to his declining popularity. So let's take a closer look at some of these points and break them down in a bit more detail. First, let's discuss Hopsin's tendency to engage in public feuds with other rappers and industry figures, which seems like it could have distracted his fans and even himself from his music, while creating an unfavorable reputation for himself. First on our list is Soulja Boy. In 2012, Hopsin released Sag My Pants, Soulja Boy, you got a corny flow, so you can suck my dick through a glory hole, which led to a back-and-forth exchange of insults between the two rappers, before this weird beef would finally die out. Second, Tyler the Creator. No flow gimmicky ass fired up behaviors with whack beats and gap teeth like Tyler the Creator. At this time, if you were interested in emerging artists in rap that were making waves on the internet, then there's a good chance that you were fans of both Hopsin and Tyler the Creator. At the time, they had some overlapping similarities, such as being weird rappers with influences from the horrorcore subgenre. They both had colored contacts and were around the same age. Third, Funk Volume. Hopsin was a co-founder of the independent label Funk Volume, but the label dissolved in 2017 following a public feud between Hopsin and his former business partner Damian Ritter. The two exchanged insults on social media, and Hopsin released a diss track called Ill Mind of Hopsin 8, which criticized Ritter and accused him of mismanaging the label. It's supposed to be Funk Volume, isn't it? Thought it was music above all the business, but you just said all you niggas. You tarnished the brand. This felt like an issue that should have been handled more gracefully and behind closed doors, rather than playing the blame game. Anytime a relationship sizzles out, it's a bad look to throw shade at each other, because it often scares away other people that might have been interested in doing business together, and this could lead into a loss of business opportunities. Another reason Hopsin may have seen a decline in popularity is because he has taken multiple breaks from music and social media at various points in his career, which could have led to a loss of momentum and attention from his audience. While some of these breaks were more significant than others, here's a quick list of a few. First, in 2014, Hopsin announced that he would be taking a hiatus from music due to personal and business-related issues. He didn't release any new music for several months, but eventually returned with the album Pound Syndrome in 2015. Second, in 2016, Hopsin had announced that he was leaving the label Funk Volume. Once again, he didn't release any new music for another several months after leaving the label. Third, in 2019, Hopsin announced on social media that he was taking a break from music to focus on his personal life and his mental health. He didn't release any new music until the following year. These breaks may have only been around a year each, but those add up over time, especially in the current era with social media being so tied in and constantly being bombarded with new music and artists on every platform. So to regularly go months or years without releasing new music can be a setback for most artists. Overall, it's difficult to pinpoint any one specific reason why Hopsin may have lost popularity. But it's most likely a combination of these factors and other more personal reasons that have contributed to the decline over the years. I think that there are two things that could really help Hopsin right now if he was interested in gaining new fans and trying to make a big comeback. First, he could make his music more diverse, and not by straying away from his lyrical strength, but rather working with and featuring new artists that have a totally different style than his. This contrast to his music would also help strip away perceptions that he's a hater or self-righteous, while also giving him a chance to reach a younger demographic of fans and a new audience that could be introduced to his music. Second, I think he would benefit from being less critical of others. This one's a lot easier said than done, especially if you're very confident in yourself and abilities, but it can really push a lot of people away if they feel like someone's being too cocky. There is no doubt or denying that Hopsin is talented or good at rapping, and I believe if he wants to gain more traction in the industry, he could do that with a few simple adjustments. What are your thoughts on Hopsin? Do you remember his music? Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I post hip-hop related content every week. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.